After I posted yesterday's video, I got a lot of questions from very nice people asking a whole range of things about my Grokbot setup. But something that came up a few times that I wanted to film a video on was, hey, I'm trying to get these tasks automated with Grokbot, but whatever tools that I'm using don't have MCP servers for them. Like, what do I do? And I ran into that problem this morning, and I thought I would film a video showing you how to fix that yourself. So, what did I automate this morning? Well, I run Bento and I run a company called Tatami. Bento is an email marketing platform, and Tatami is a way for me to monitor all my email traffic sent throughout Bento. So we send millions and millions of emails. I need to know if they're hitting Outlook, Gmail, and Yahoo inboxes. I also need to know when, let's say, a customer says, hey, this person's saying they're not getting emails. Why? And then I ask Tatami, or I basically build a search in Tatami, and then I know, all right, cool, this user is not getting emails because of X, Y, Z. I wanted my Grokbot to effectively be the interface for that. So I just wanted to ask, and you can kind of see in the background here, how's delivery in Outlook for the last 15 minutes? Looks all good. How is it in Yahoo? Looks all good. I just want to ask plain text questions, and it basically run the queries to get me the answers. But Tatami, as of this morning, didn't have an MCP server. We had an API, like most tools do, but we didn't have an MCP server. So I built it whilst I was getting my daughter ready for school today. It took me about 10-20 minutes in Cursor to get this set up. And I think after you see me set it up, or at least the steps that I took to get this done, it should open up a whole bunch of ideas of things that you can do and MCP servers you can build. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. So the end result is basically what you see here, where I can say, is Jesse at jessehanley.com getting emails? Check last 30 days. Don't tell me anything other than yes or no. Just so it doesn't show me any, like, I don't know, private customer data. Let's have a quick little look. So here it's actually running the queries in Tatami, and then in a couple of seconds I should see it show results. So I just said yes, perfect. Now, how did I get that set up? Well, the first thing I did was I went to Cursor and I opened my main repo. So this is my main repo is called Delivery, which is Tatami. And then I created a brand new GitHub private repository called tatami-mcp-server. So just a blank repo, nothing totally special. Then in that blank repository, I started a new conversation. So in Cursor, it has context of the two repositories. So I started a new conversation and just basically texted it. Okay, so in Tatami, we made an API recently. I want to create an MCP server. We can interact with that. It's hosted on Cloudflare with Wrangler. I want it deployed to mcp.tatamimonitor.com. Could you spec that out? Cursor then did a plan, and I just used what is it, Grok 4.5 for this, I'm pretty sure. And then I actually left my default onto GPT-5.5, so not even like the latest one in this repo, and it built all that out in GPT-5.5. So, you know, any of these models can do what I've done here. And I basically made no amendments to it because what it effectively does is once I set this agent off, it's looking at the API docs already in my main repository. Then it's created an MCP server that interacts with those API endpoints. It asked me a couple of good questions. Is this internal? Is it customer facing? I answered them, and then it just kind of ripped. I don't want to focus too much on the files that it created because I'm pretty sure no matter what your app is, if you do what I did, which is create a brand new private repository, ask or get it to plan out something as simple as this. So just build out an MCP server for me in this repo and then let it run. All the latest models will pump out a good MCP server that is basically primed for deployment. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go to Cloudflare. So in Cloudflare, they've got this great deployment method where when you create a new Cloudflare worker, you can select a GitHub repo, and if you have Wrangler already set up, it basically configures everything beautifully for you. And because I said here I wanted it deployed to mcp.tatami-monitor.com, and in my Wrangler JSON file, it basically specified that. So it said, hey, let's set up this route for the worker. We'll go here. Once all this has been established, then I just connect the worker to the GitHub repo, and every time I do a commit and push up to GitHub, it'll automatically deploy my worker and my MCP server. And you can kind of see that's all that I did. I basically got the cursor to build the MCP server, I deployed it, Cloudflare built it, and everything is routing. So then now, if I go to mcp.tatami-monitor.com, I see this nice little, it's very simple, but I see this nice little guide that says, hey, put your bearer token here, your team ID and your project ID. And then it has, all the tools that it exposes. This is basically good to go. Then I can go to my Grokbot and say, hey, I'm not going to scroll up here, but I basically pasted the link to mcp.tatami-monitor.com and said, hey, could you help me get this set up? It asked for my API keys, the team ID, and the project ID. Grabbed that, saved it, and then is now interacting with it. So again, you can do this with a private admin API. You can do this with any tools that you use that don't have an MCP server. Don't feel that you're blocked just because companies aren't moving fast enough. You can always build your own tools. And then from here, I would recommend you run a couple of test queries. If you find that you're not getting the right answer, then go back into Cursor, update the tools, adjust the tools, and then get into a spot where you're super happy with it. So anyway, I thought this might be interesting. This is just like a MCP server setup for dummies. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. But thanks, guys. Bye.